What is the crack, guys? Hope you're all well. This is Finding Yourself with Kyle Duffy, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. On my YouTube channel here, I talk a lot about different kind of stuff that I'm passionate for, including movie, TV, sports, gaming, and true crime. I also have a podcast, Finding Yourself, which is available up on Spotify and Anchor FM. In my podcast, you get a mix of a lot of things. I talk about movies in depth, give a few movie reviews, and talk about different TV shows I'm watching. I also get into sport. I kind of do the analysis of the games I'm watching in the Premier League. I'm a big Man United fan, so I talk a lot about them as well. I also go into gaming. I'm an avid gamer. I talk a lot about that on there as well and what games I'm playing at the moment. And I get into true crime as well every now and then because I love watching true crime documentaries. I started my podcast last year and I've been growing leaps and bounds in terms of learning how to put together a podcast. I'm very passionate for radio and podcasting, and I've been loving learning all the things that come with putting a podcast together. So if you haven't checked out my podcast Finding Yourself up on Anchor FM and Spotify, please give it a listen. Let me know what you think, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I plan on putting out a lot more videos this year and exploring different ideas I want to do for different YouTube videos. And that's the main reason why I wanted to do this video today. I wanted to get into my new schedule for posting up videos. I found that my focus has been a bit too much on the podcast episodes, and I've kind of been neglecting my YouTube, and I want to get more committed to posting regularly on YouTube as well. And I had done out a plan for my podcasting episodes and putting out episodes more regularly with the podcast, but I want to make sure that I give the same attention to my YouTube as well. My new schedule includes posting up a new episode of the podcast each week along with a new video for my YouTube as well. So from this week on, I'll be posting up a new YouTube video every Wednesday along with a new episode of the podcast each Friday, which will be available to listen to up on Spotify and Anchor FM. Again, if you've already subscribed to the channel, I truly appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and I can't wait for you to see what plans and ideas I have for the YouTube videos this year. I'm really excited for it. I do want to buy a camera. Right now I'm in the process of picking out a camera that I find would do the best job for YouTube videos and podcasting videos as well. Again, as always, I'd love to know your opinions in the comments down below. Is there a camera that you swear by that does the job for your YouTube videos, or have you seen any camera being used for podcasting videos as well? If you have a camera that you would swear by, please let me know in the comments down below because I'm always looking for new suggestions for ways to improve the podcast as well as my YouTube. Now, I didn't want to make this video all about just giving you a quick update around my new posting schedule. I also wanted to get into a few updates in my personal life. You know, I've had a few things happen since I posted up my last YouTube video. Most notably, doing a lot of groundwork for my wedding. Me and my fiance Leanne, we're looking around at venues, we're looking at bands, setting up things for our wedding because we want to be ahead of the curve. We want to make sure that on the lead up to our wedding, nothing gets thrown our way, like there's no curveballs or bumps in the road. And no one needed stress because that's the worst thing, to be planning a wedding and for things to pop up out of the blue and you have to reorganize everything. But I'm very happy to say me and Leanne have booked a couple of things here and there, and we are very happy with our venue, we're very happy with our band, and we're on track to have the wedding that we want, which is important. Again, if you haven't listened to the podcast, I talk about this in the podcast a lot. So if you want to check out the episodes up on Spotify and Anchor FM, I do a full episode on how I actually got engaged and how I proposed to Leanne. And I talk about how we're planning out the wedding, what we want for the wedding. I want to get into it a bit more in depth, but I don't want to talk about it on my own. I want to have Leanne on for an episode because she has been pivotal in planning this wedding. She's very organized. She knows what she wants. We have a planner of notching things off, checking things off our list, and we're on track. And it is thanks to her because, like I said, she is militant with everything. So I want to have her on for an episode to talk through what it was like to be proposed to, how she reacted, because I think that's a great story. And even though I have told the story of how I proposed to Leanne, I think I only told it from my perspective. So it'd be great to have her on for an episode to have her talk through what she was feeling in those moments, how she reacted, and get her whole perspective on what it was like to be proposed to at Christmas, no less, as well. So I'm looking forward to having her on for an episode to talk through that. So over the last 3 weeks, that's what we've been doing. We've been going around to different venues, we've been traveling a lot, and making sure that we have a place that we're happy with, making sure that we have a band that we really like and that we're happy with as well. Because again, it's our wedding. We want to make sure that everything is perfect, and that can come with a lot of stress. But I'm glad that we're doing it now because we're organized, we're on track, and I think a lot of people are asking, why are you doing it so early? But we want to get it done so we have very little stress come our way once the wedding gets a bit closer. So that's why we're so ahead of the curve. As well as that, I got a new tattoo. I went up to Galway to add another piece to my arm. I have a sleeve going on my arm. I kind of have my full forearm done, which is, I think in total I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tattoos, 4 down on my forearm that all connect to make up a half sleeve. And the upper part of my arm, I'm doing bigger tattoos, but they're not connected. I'm going to interconnect them with shading and some background shading to finish up my sleeve. But I got all my tattoos from the same place up in Galway called Victor's. They're very good. I actually got a realistic microphone tattooed on my upper arm, I think maybe 2 weeks ago now, and it's healing very well. It was the least sore out of the lot of them that I got. The last 2 tattoos I got, they were 6-hour sessions, so it kind of knocked me out near the end, and the white shading is always a bitch to sit through. Let me know in the comments if you've got any tattoos and how you handled the white shading, because near the end of those 6-hour tattoos, I was ready to pass out, and I was asking every 2 minutes, how long is left? How long is left? So I thought to myself, I can't go in for another 6-hour tattoo. It needs to be 3 hours or less. So I gave him the mock-up of what I wanted, told him under no circumstances am I sitting for 6 hours again. Went in, it was about maybe 3.5 hours, 4 hours, but it was the least painful tattoo I've got there, and it's healing so well. I'm so happy with it. It's a realistic looking microphone, and I wanted to get that for a while. I just didn't know where I wanted to get it on my body, if I wanted to get it on my chest or my arm or even my leg I was thinking about as well. But I just thought I might as well finish off my arm because I've got the majority of it tattooed already and I know what tattoos I want. So there's no point in jumping around and getting a tattoo on my leg when it could have easily fit on my arm. So I'm hoping to have my arm finished before the wedding so I can get the shading done. I have another tattoo planned for the back of my arm. I don't know how long I'm going to wait to get that one. I might get another tattoo this year as well. So when the wedding rolls around, I'll just be finishing up doing the shading and making sure that my arm is completely covered. I'm really looking forward to getting my arm completely covered, but I just forget how much the white shading hurts. Again, let me know in the comment section what kind of tattoos you have. What's the longest you sat for a session? Do you go in and get them done in one session, or do you break them up over a couple of days? I've talked to a couple of people who've got full sleeves done and they've gone up for a 5-day period to get them done, but I just can't do that. I can't justify it because my body would be absolutely wrecked after it. So I just go up, get a maybe 6-hour tattoo done. That's the longest I've sat for. But I can't go up and sit down for an entire day to get it done. I just couldn't bear the pain. Again, I just keep on forgetting what the pain is like. It's mad. I talk about my tattoos a bit more on the podcast, wanting to get different sleeves done on my arms and my legs, and wanting different tones and themes for each sleeve. So if you want to check out an episode up there, I definitely talk about it more on the podcast. I'm also back on the radio after the new year, which I'm really excited for. I want to push myself this year to kind of gain more experience. As of now, I'm a contributor in my local radio station. I do 2 shows during the week where I talk about movies and TV and give my reviews. And also every second Saturday I go on to talk about the sports in the Premier League, which I really love as well. I have a lot of ambitions this year to learn more in radio and push myself professionally, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. This is where I'm going to wrap up the video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me along my YouTube and podcasting journey this year. I'm very excited for it. This has been Finding Yourself with Kyle Duffy. Thanks for listening.